Each week on the Live Life in the Purple show with MLuv, we present segments, one of which is History Speaks with Rodney Williams. This is History Speaks for the week of March 4th through 10th. Enjoy.
Greetings. This is Rodney Williams, educator, social activist. I'm one of the original members of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense out of Oakland, California. Welcome to my segment, History Speaks. We're going to begin this segment with some birthday shout-outs. Happy birthday to quite a few notable African Americans. So let's get started here. Happy birthday to, perhaps best known for his film career, notable roles in the 1970s blaxploitation films. Happy birthday, Frederick Robert Williamson. Best known for her role as Roz in the 1986 through 92 NBC sitcom Night Court. Happy birthday, Marsha Francine Warfield. Widely considered one of the major jazz guitarists, his unusual technique of plucking the strings with the side of his thumb, which granted him a distinctive and softer sound. American jazz guitarist, musician, composer, John Leslie. Wes Montgomery, happy birthday. A founding member and the longest member of the Supremes, American vocalist Mary Wilson, happy birthday. Best known as the original host of BET's Comic View, American actor, political commentator, radio host, and stand-up comedian, Darrell Lynn, the D.L. Hughley, happy birthday. Currently serving as a sports analyst on the television program Inside the NBA, considered one of the greatest players in NBA history, happy birthday, ShaqO'Neal. The first African-American actor, male or female, to sign a film contract and be a featured performer. Her career spanned over 50 years, beginning touring with various theatrical companies way back in the day, moving to California and becoming a member of the then fledgling film community. She became known as a character actress. I didn't know this woman. Born Nellie Crawford, the Madame Sul Tewan. Happy birthday. Among the pioneers of black ballet dancing, she performed on Broadway in films and appeared frequently on television, the first black ballerina to perform at the Metropolitan Opera. Happy birthday, Janet Collins. American actress, comedian, and writer, first recognized for her work as a writer on The Chris Rock Show, a winner of Primetime Emmy Award, Wanda Sykes. Happy birthday. A member of Sigma Gamma Rho sorority, she appeared in dozens of films and 2 hit television shows from the 1920s until 1960. In most of her movies, her role was written such that she would serve, as black characters often did back then, as a fund of servitude and or comic relief. She's the woman that she played Delilah in the film Imitation of Life. Happy birthday, American film and television actress Louise Beavers. One of the innovators of the free jazz movement, American jazz saxophonist, violinist, trumpeter, and composer, Randolph D. Ornette Coleman. Happy birthday. And finishing up with the winner of 4 consecutive NAACP Image Awards, perhaps best known for her starring role as Whitley on the NBC comedy sitcom A Different World. Happy birthday to Jasmine Guy. Moving on, some notable achievements this segment are going to include, this is a throwback, inflamed by the presence of British soldiers and the introduction of the Stamp and Townsend Acts, Crispus Attucks. Crispus Attucks joined a group of men. Armed with clubs, they joined a larger gathering of colonists at the old State House. Witnesses differ. Some claim he struck the first blow, while others claim he was leaning on a stick. However, when the British soldiers opened fire, Crispus Attucks took 2 ricocheted bullets and he became the first martyr of the American Revolution. She killed her employer in self-defense. He had imprisoned her and threatened to kill her. Maid and mother of 3, Lena Baker was electrocuted, the only woman ever executed by electrocution here in the state of Georgia. Tragically, in the early morning hours of March 5th, 1959, a fire broke out at the Arkansas Negro Boys Industrial School there in Wrightsville outside of Little Rock. The doors were locked from the outside, and the on-site adult with a key, mysteriously absent. Unable to get out, some 48 boys aged 13 to 17 perished, burned beyond recognition. There's a book, Black Boys Burning, the 1959 fire at the Arkansas Negro Boys Industrial School, published last September 2017. It provides a well-documented account of this tragedy. The first unit of African-American military pilots, the 99th Pursuit Squadron, was graduated from Tuskegee University. In the wake of the Jimmy Lee Jackson killing, civil rights activists organized a series of free marches to demonstrate the desire of African-American citizens to exercise their constitutional right to vote. The first of these three marches from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama, began March 7th. Under growing threats on his life, disillusioned with his mentor, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the Nation of Islam, he is quoted as saying, "The nation has gone as far as it can because of its rigid teachings." Malcolm X publicly announced his break from the Nation of Islam. He converted to the Sunni faith and founded the Organization of Afro-American Unity, which was a secular group that advocated Pan-Africanism. The public, historically black, co-ed research university, North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, was established in Greensboro, North Carolina. Because Joseph Sinkyu and his African shipmates mutinied to regain their freedom, this was after they had been kidnapped and sold illegally, the United States Supreme Court ordered the Africans freed and returned to Africa. And finally, this segment's going to conclude marking the passing of American abolitionist, we know her, armed scout and spy for the United States Army during the Civil War, humanitarian and suffragist, Harriet Tubman, Underground Railroad conductor. She died. She was about 90 years old. African-American sculptor associated with the Harlem Renaissance, Richmond Bart. National Medal of Arts and NAACP Image Award winner, best known for his iconic photos of poor Americans during the 1940s, Gordon Parks. He died. He was aged about 93. Finally, two more. American rhythm and blues singer Dolores Laverne Baker. She passed. And finally, American rapper, better known by his stage name, TheNotoriousB.I.G, Biggie Smalls. He was killed by an unknown assailant in a drive-by shooting. Aged about 24, young man. Thank you for listening to History Speaks. We're certain that you found this information valuable. You can find me on social media at Rodney Williams on Facebook. And please keep listening each week as we bring you more facts about our history. Remember, if you don't know where you came from, you aren't going to know where you're going. This is Rodney Williams, educator and social activist. You're listening to Live Life in the Purple on the IBNXradio.com network. Positivity. It's a movement, baby.